Welcome back to the channel. We are kicking things off with massive drama surrounding the UFC's bold plan to host a fight card right on the White House grounds. We dive into the concerns being raised by Joe Rogan and the logistics surrounding this potential event for Donald Trump's 80th birthday celebration. This is huge news for the MMA world, and you won't want to miss what we have next.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
Next up, we turn our attention to the boxing world as legend Roy Jones Jr. drops some incredibly unfiltered critiques on Dana White's promotion and the new Muhammad Ali American Boxing Revival Act. Jones Jr. compares promoters to thieves and warns that the changes proposed could negatively impact the sport for the fighters themselves. We break down his serious warnings about the future of boxing. Now, let's look at the backstage dynamics with Dana White as he reflects on the recent performance of Sean Strickland following UFC 328. Dana White admits he is not buying the narrative around a new and improved Strickland, but he speaks about the unique intensity of combat sports and announces that Zuffa Boxing is making its international debut in the UK. Get the details on these major developments. And finally, we look at the financial side of things as Dana White breaks down a massive $1 million bonus system for the upcoming UFC White House card. We're talking about a $600,000 split for the fight of the night and a $200,000 bonus for the performance of the night winners. Don't miss the full breakdown and subscribe now for all the latest action. The ambitious plan by the UFC to host a fight card on the White House grounds has quickly turned into a point of significant controversy and concern within the MMA community, following the announcement of physical security measures. Originally envisioned as part of America's 250th birthday celebrations, the idea gained initial traction, even receiving encouragement from President Donald Trump. However, the excitement has significantly waned as logistical realities have surfaced. In 2026, details emerged indicating that the UFC crew would erect a 6-foot wire mesh fence around the fighters for a mixed martial arts show scheduled for Trump's 80th birthday. This development has sparked intense debate regarding safety, crowd management, and the feasibility of such an event at the highly sensitive location. Commentators and fans are voicing strong reservations. MMA personality Joey, known for his outspoken views, has publicly mocked the proposition on social media, predicting the event would be postponed or canceled, labeling it a biggest waste of time in the history of the sport. Adding weight to the criticism, UFC commentator Joe Rogan has directly cautioned the UFC president, Dana White, urging extreme caution. Rogan expressed his concerns on the Joe Rogan Experience, suggesting that hosting a high-profile event in such a sensitive area presents serious safety risks. Rogan stated that gathering a large crowd in one location near the White House could attract trouble, describing the plan as a dumb idea, and suggesting the UFC might be taking an unnecessary risk. While Dana White has assured that attendees would not receive tickets to the White House setup, promising a unique nearby experience, Rogan's assessment remains focused on the inherent dangers and the potential for the event to be disruptive. Noi Dung Kai Tight. Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. has delivered a scathing critique of Dana White's boxing promotion and the proposed Muhammad Ali American Boxing Revival Act, warning that the legislation could fundamentally damage the sport. In an interview with Fight Hub TV, Jones Jr. expressed profound skepticism regarding the bill, which has been passed by the U.S. House of Representatives and is being criticized for altering the original 2000 Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act. /N Jones Jr. argued that amending the act to favor a promoter undermines the original intent to protect boxers, likening the change to giving a thief a key after installing security bars. He pointed to the UFC's documented issues with fighter pay as evidence that restructuring boxing promotion to mirror the UFC's model through unified boxing organizations, UBOs, is detrimental to fighters' long-term interests. If it was that good, all the ex-UFC fighters would be talking about it, and they would be saying good things about it, Jones stated, questioning the motives behind the changes. He asserted that the new framework will prioritize who the promoters want, rather than a fighter's skill or talent, effectively determining stardom rather than merit. And furthermore, Jones expressed deep concern over the impact on fighter identity, predicting that Zuffa boxing will reduce fighters to owned sheep, stripping them of personal choice and identity. He questioned the appeal of high paydays if the long-term structure compromises the sport itself. And while acknowledging that the bill is likely to pass and position Zuffa boxing as a premier destination for rising stars, Jones concluded that the change will ruin boxing totally. He cited the potential erasure of historical achievements, using the example of Terence Crawford to illustrate how the new model could eliminate established eras of dominance. And Jones Jr. stressed that his criticism is not personal, but a concern for the sport's integrity, noting that while figures like Oscar de la Hoya and Nico Ali Walsh testified against the bill, the broader boxing community often fails to grasp the deeper implications. He concluded with a stark warning. It's great money now, it's not great money tomorrow. Las Vegas, Nevada. Ahead of the latest Zuffa boxing card, UFC President Dana White offered a candid assessment of the recent performance and character shift displayed by fighter Sean Strickland following UFC 328. Speaking on the show, White acknowledged the intensity of the recent exchanges, referencing Strickland's admission regarding trash talk and his claims about his hate battery. White highlighted the unique nature of combat sports, emphasizing the mental, physical, and emotional fortitude required to compete at the highest level. He praised the respect shown by Strickland and Khamzat Chimaev at the conclusion of their bout, noting that the intensity of the pre-fight exchanges is what makes the sport compelling. However, White was decidedly skeptical about a fundamental, lasting change in Strickland's character. "I highly doubt we'll have a new and improved Sean Strickland. I'll believe it when we see it, but I'm not buying it," White stated. He suggested that the extreme emotion seen during the fight, including Strickland breaking his nose in the first round, was a momentary display that might not define his future trajectory. Beyond the fighter talk, Dana White also provided an update on Zuffa Boxing's international ambitions. White confirmed the organization's international debut in the United Kingdom, leveraging a significant Sky Sports deal. He posited that boxing has evolved into a major European sport over the last 2 decades, noting that it currently lacks the same dominant status it held in the U.S. during the 1990s and early 2000s. The UFC is gearing up for Freedom 250 at the White House, and ahead of the event, UFC President Dana White announced a significant new bonus system for the card, sponsored by Crypto.com. During a press conference held on May 8 at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey, White revealed that Crypto.com has committed $1 million for UFC White House fight bonuses. The fighters participating in the fight of the night will share $600,000 from this pool. This leaves $400,000 remaining from the $1 million total. Furthermore, the 2 fighters who secure the performance of the night bonuses will each earn $200,000, bringing the total bonus payout for this category to $1 million. The article noted that while the performance of the night bonus of $200,000 is substantial, it is not the largest award the UFC has given out for that distinction, citing the $300,000 awarded to Max Holloway and Jiří Procházka at UFC 300 in 2024. Regarding finish bonuses for fighters who avoid going the distance, it was not confirmed if these would be increased or if they would be active at all for this event, though they have been distributed at previous UFC shows. For transcription, please credit Wrestling Inc. The information originates from Yahoo Sports.